All right, welcome back to another edition of Awkward Beginnings and Reactions. And for this episode, I'm doing a live reaction to 504 stories. Lately, a lot of people have been doing reactions to this channel. It was, they've been doing their homework. They've been doing a lot of background work on some of the stories that they've been doing, and I would like to say they're doing a pretty good job, man. So I want to I want to do a reaction to one of their stories that they're doing about Wack 100. And let me say this: being here from the West Coast, from California, from Compton, I just want to say that this dude Wack 100 does not run the West Coast. He has no say so about anything going down in the West Coast, or uh, his words mean nothing when he starts talking down on some of these West Coast artists, that are legends. And he's putting a lot of smut on like Big U, Nipsey Hussle, and Easy E, Tupac. He's talking down on a lot of West Coast artists. And some people just say it's content, but I say it's smut. You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be done. It's getting out of hand. So, all right. So, let me let me find this. Let me find this story for y'all so y'all can check it out. It's 504 stories, and like I said, they've been doing a pretty good job covering uh, a lot of things that's going on. You know what I mean? So y'all hold tight for a hot second, and let me get this going for y'all. And everybody hit the like button. I appreciate everybody for coming in and sharing this moment with a brother real quick. Like I said again, this dude has no say so of anything that's going on the West Coast with our legends. So yeah, let me get to it. But yeah, this is 504. This is 504 stories, and everybody just sit back and check this out. It's pretty entertaining. I would like to say myself. You know what I mean?
Whack. His gear, whack.
Wack, stop lying. Wack, stop lying, nigga. Please stop lying. Like, listen, I'll quit Wack, but I would not quit a liar. Wack, stop lying. Don't lie on me. Don't lie on me. You can lie on J Diggs. You can lie on Hookus Pook, whatever the fuck these niggas' name is. You can lie on J Prince, all these other niggas. Don't lie on me.
Say, bruh, what the danger actually look like, because most people got it wrong. They picture danger as something they can see coming, a raised fist, a drawn weapon, a man with nothing left to lose standing right in front of them. That kind of danger is real, but it's also the kind you can prepare for. Then there's Charles Manson, a man who never pulled a trigger.
Yeah, he like brother said, man. He's playing a dirty game right now, disrespecting a lot of these people, and I don't know why ain't nobody busted his head yet. You know what I mean? Because he's definitely deserving of a pumpkin head. You know what I'm saying by now. But let's get to it, y'all.
trigger but convince others to kill through psychological manipulation so precise it rewired the people around him entirely. Then there's Bernie Madoff, who walked into every room as the most trusted person in it, dismantling lives and institutions with a handshake while no one suspected a thing until the damage was already generational. And then there's Roy Cohn, the architect of political a man who weaponized information, loyalty, and fear to end careers, manufacture enemies, and operate completely above accountability for decades. 3 different versions of Dangerous, 3 different bodies of records left behind. And then there's Cass Jones, aka Wack 100, a man who took everything those 3 perfected and brought it to a 4-inch screen where the audience is bigger, reach is unlimited, and real men are catching real indictments because of the narratives he decides to spin. That is not street dangerous. That is something far worse. Now let's run it. The territorial streets of California where gang culture calls the shots don't care about platinum plaques. Out there, a music manager title means nothing if the streets don't recognize the man behind it. And for a long time, Cass Jones, the man known to the world as Wack 100, claimed he was dangerous corridors to the West Coast without needing to pass. Claimed he walked multiple.
The gig is up. Nobody believes his brother. You know what I mean? He's been a lot of smut on a lot of West Coast artists' names, man. You know what I mean? Like some of the artists that set the stage for the West Coast. You know what I mean? That made the names here on the West Coast. He's disrespected Tupac, Easy E, no Nipsey. You know what I mean? Some of the biggest names here on the West Coast, and it's just not a West Coast rumor now. You know what I'm saying? This is something that's getting around the world. Yeah, check it out.
Prison, y'all, since his early days as a teen, not demonstrated, not proven, claimed.
I'm just making sure everybody get a chance.
Oh yeah. Give them a chance to read it.
It's got the numbers and everything, so people can do their due diligences.
Yeah, you could contact them and get it yourself. They'll give it to you. Now you see right here. Look, let me show you. The first one, it was admitted offender with new AOJ. That's adult offender juvenile. Okay.
So this is your first entrance into the system.
That's your first entrance into the system. He went to North Kern State Prison.
The gig is up. See, he's supposed to be the Stone Cold Killer right here, but this dude right here is letting you know that he went to jail for some bullshit. He went to jail for shooting somebody with a BB gun. You know what I mean? And let him tell it. He done knocked somebody off, attempted murders, and all this crazy shit.
KSP. Now you got to see he likes to play games, so you got to understand. North Kern State Prison is Delano. Okay, that's old Delano. They have a new Delano, which is a level 4. Okay, he'll try to say I went to Delano to make you think he's been a higher level than he been. He was at reception, right? Then the next prison he went to was SADF, Substance Abuse Treatment Facility, which is the level 2. Okay? That's where he paroled from. He didn't go to 9 prisons like he alleges, okay?
This is a critical distinction that a lot of people looked over because the confidence behind the claim was loud enough to fill a room. Wack 100 understood early that if you say something with enough conviction in front of enough people, the audience will fill in the blanks and hand you the credibility you never actually really earned. That reputation was carefully constructed, carefully maintained, and carefully projected to an audience that was always watching. Reputation, like everything else Wack 100 touches, is a tool, something to be shaped, deployed, and aimed at whoever he decided needed to be in the crosshair next. That informant talk, yeah, it didn't arrive out of nowhere. Shit like that never does.
Yeah, he got the world fooled, but this whoever runs his 504 stories, he did his homework, man. He did all of the research. He checked the websites to see his record. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think this guy could be fooled.
I was up from the places where people who actually know things talk to each other. And by the time those conversations reach the servers of the internet, they have already been circulating long enough to carry real weight. Internet onlookers who have never been in the streets a day in their lives trace the origin of the whippers back to the big U situation. Past the surface level takes in the hot commentary, you find that the connection runs further in more directions than just Big U. Wack 100's name has surfaced in another case entirely, one involving the Main Street Crip, suggesting that whatever relationship exists between this man and federal proceedings is not a one-time coincidence, but a pattern with multiple data points attached to it, stamping him with the name CS2 Back, which is written in the paperwork.
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
Wack 100, most famously known for arguing on Clubhouse, has been exposed as an confidential informant in paperwork recently released by defendant Money Mark and Stutterbox. Stutterbox alleges that Wack 100 was caught on a wiretap with Dale Dog conspiring to commit murder. This is why his house was raided and led him to working with the police as Back. Stutterbox explains to Juice M's that Wack gave up his address.
His house got raided because he was on the wiretap with Dog, you know.
What is Mark saying I had to do with the case, bro?
Like, listen, in the paperwork, it said you tried to call Dog, remember?
I tried to
and he
call
won't take
Dog.
your call. And I sent it to you. And he said,
I talked to Dog. I talked to Dog.
Stutterbox said you in my paperwork on wiretap, right?
So Stutterbox confirmed that Wack was included in his paperwork.
On the Main Street.
On the Main Street case.
Which he wasn't charged. But this guy is saying the only person that was arrested
was Cash Jones.
If Greg's credibility hurts the findings of the entire task force or not?
Well, first of all, there were no arrests made other than Cash Jones.
But when you get the discovery, was part of that the actual wiretap? The whole transcript. I got the whole transcript. The whole transcripts of the whole wiretap. And do you, in that paperwork, do you see your conversation with Cash Jones in them transcripts?
In the street, an accusation like that doesn't land like a rumor. It lands like a verdict. When the word informant gets attached to your name in that world, it's not a controversy you manage with a publicist. It's a debt. And that debt historically gets settled in two ways: blood or total exile. There's no third option. There's no carefully worded statement that makes it disappear. When federal prosecutors unsealed the RICO documents connected to Big U's case, Act 100 name appeared in the margin.
Adam need to stop platforming this dude. You already see that academics or nobody with big channels will platform any of his bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Adam needs to stop doing the same. He needs to quit platforming this dude because he's a mess.
Of that narrative. The casual observer scrolling through YouTube, it read like entertainment. Another day, another hip-hop adjacent federal case with familiar names floating through the paperwork. But to anyone who understands what it means to have your name woven into the fabric of a profiling, even without a charge directly attached, that's not entertainment, homie. That is your name now living inside a federal document that prosecutors, investigators, and defense attorneys will be referencing for years. By March of this year, Wack was alluding to paperwork being drafted for a defamation lawsuit in response to the informant accusations being levied at him publicly. The same dude that built an online presence by putting a rat jacket on whomever he felt like was now playing victim. Guess it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You heard me? Maybe that paperwork is real. Here's what the streets have always understood and what no courtroom filing can quite capture. Paper doesn't stop bullets, and it damn sure don't stop a rumor that has already taken a root in the right soil, like the narrative Wack has been spreading about Big U. Dogpiling on an open case every chance that he gets. Here is where the story starts being about what the internet already knows about Wack 100. It starts being about what Wack 100 has openly, proudly, on camera, admitted to doing himself, because the most diabolical play Wack 100 has ever executed besides the orchestrated play on Big U was the move that separates him from every other loudmouth doing laughs on social media. That was what he did to Tremaine Ashley Williams, the man the internet knows as the fake loose cannon. Let that name settle in for a second before we go any further. If you have not been paying close attention to Wack 100, and most people have not been paying the right kind of attention, attention, you miss something critical about how he actually operates.
This is a challenge. Wack 100, come meet me in the ring, man. Let's do some UFC shit together. You feel me?
That nigga was scared of that nigga Jay Diggs. He never ran into him. You know what I'm saying? Jay Diggs offered him plenty of times to meet up somewhere, but he never showed up. He was scared of that. He was scared of that smoke.
Settle it like men, you know, and let that be that. And so I'm hoping he accepts the challenge, man, because I want to beat up on this nigga. Period. You know, he run his mouth a lot. He need another one, putting all type of bullshit on the internet, man. That ain't cool, bro. You know, you use your platform. You're supposed to be, you know, to put some real shit out, especially if you calling yourself some type of commentator or news reporter, whatever the fuck y'all do over there. You know, y'all be giving out information to the public. You got to give out real information, man. You can't be out just trying to slander because you got a platform. You using it to slander people's names and shit like that.
He talks directly to law enforcement through various social media platforms, casting a wide net with the intentions of dragging in unsuspected victims who fall for the trap. And if you really pay attention to Wack, you will notice that his body language shifts depending on the conditions of the environment and what he is trying to accomplish in that specific moment. When he is performing for an audience, he retains. He moves one way. When he is laying out a play, he has already completed. When he is walking back through the architecture of something he built from the ground up, he moves entirely different. The tone changes, the cadence slows, the eye says something that words are still catching up to. When Wack 100 told the world that he lined up the fake loose cannon, that was a man who had already in his own mind won, walking back through the winning move at his own pace. And
he was just on No Jumper talking to Loose Cannon the other day after he said so much fucked up shit about him. Now they back friends again. That whole little web of friends is dangerous, man. Scary.
Darren and then in the room to challenge the timeline. The fake loose cannon's biggest mistake was dealing with a man who clearly knew who he was, all while not knowing who he himself was dealing with.
Wack, if the knife wouldn't have been on the table, he wouldn't have cut his throat. Did Wack want him to cut his throat? Absolutely. Did I tell him to cut his throat? No. Then why did he cut his throat? Because I understand who he was. He just didn't understand who I was. He just didn't understand who I was. He just didn't understand who I was. I could have been told him, hey, bro, stop this. I didn't tell him to say it. I didn't tell him to stop saying it.
Now you need to understand the setup before you can understand how the execution landed. The fake loose cannon was out here in these YouTube streets aiming disrespect and direct threats of violence at Wack 100 publicly on social media for the whole world to see. Kind of threats that most people in that position would either respond to immediately or fall away and let it simmer.
Wack, it's like you do all this internet thugging shit and acting like you just so turned up, putting it on Paru this, Paru that. Nigga, nobody seen you do nothing. Nigga, you beat up a nigga that was don't fin a nigga in Miami. What's that bitch ass nigga named Stitches? Like, bro, you did some buster ass shit and then you acting like you got clout. Then you paid two niggas to act like they KKK, but nigga, they was construction workers and you paid them $150. All that cloud chasing shit don't equal up to real nigga shit, bro. We on real nigga time. Like, you have to really start watching your mouth because niggas don't play that. Niggas play for keeps.
He became Wack's best friend directly after this.
Like, you talking about let's get down. Nigga, you bitch ass nigga, you don't want to get down with the low, nigga? And you could put that on Paru, nigga. I bet you, nigga, on any dollar, nigga. You don't want to get down, nigga, with the low, nigga.
Wack 100 did neither. He absorbed it. He watched it. He let it accumulate. And somewhere in that process of letting it pile up, he identified exactly what the fake loose cannon was. And more importantly, exactly how to use that against him.
He came bearing gifts. Okay, what you got? Oh, you want to? Oh, what, man? Wait, what you say? Fuck who? Fuck Big U? Oh, is that right? You know some shit? Yeah, oh, okay. You want to talk about what you know? I have to, but if you want a platform, you know, brother, I'll look out for you. I'll look out for you, brother. Well, look how I baited him. When he came at me to come on No Jumper and came at me to pay me for No Jumper, what you think I told him? Bro, don't worry about it. This one on me. Anything else but no jumpers on me. You know why I told him that? Because I know for a fact, I know you a snake. And you can't accept no money to go on no jumper. Right? That's how this works. So I'm going to let you come on no jumper. Take that weapon. You can't use that later on. Hey, man, can I get on academics? Man, that might cost you a little bit, man. I don't know, bro. But I tell you what, let's just not make it an academics thing. You want me to do a 90-day run for you and I promote and cross-promote and I personally would go on Clubhouse and talk about your reality show and this. All right, pay me this. And you know what? I'll throw academics in there. I'll get you up there. Let me figure it out. You know what he thinking? I got this. Oh, no, you ain't got me. I got me AI humanoid that's finna go cut his own throat and slander Big U's name. The crazy part about it is, the dumbass, when he first goes to jail, he got his bitch call me. Hey, Wack, what? Loose Cannon want to know why you telling everybody he was lying about the Meek Mill stuff and all this stuff. I said, no, Sharice, tell him that I'm telling the world that he's lying so they'll think he's lying about everything else he said. You get it? She said, oh, you bozo ass. That shit on the wiretap. That shit on the wiretap. That shit on the wiretap. Oh, I thought it was on the booty cat. And I sat there, R&B watching me. She said, nigga, you are dangerous. You are dangerous. You are dangerous.
Why the fake Loose Cannon looked at Wack 100 and concluded that those threats will simply be forgiven and forgotten is the question that may never have an answer that makes sense.
When I didn't even know who the fuck you was, Gigi said he used to talk about Wack on social media and Wack texted him one time or DM and said, I don't know you. And he went crazy. It drove him crazy that Wack wouldn't respond to him. He was like intentionally just saying shit about a total stranger. He didn't know Wack, but Wack wouldn't read this diss song he did on you.
And some people see a man running plays on a podcast and forget entirely what that man is capable of. Wack set the play. Then he stepped back and let the fake Loose Cannon systematically dismantle himself. That is some of the most calculated and dangerous shit that have ever taken place on the internet. This is Wack's go-to move. You do not have to touch somebody directly if you can engineer the conditions in which they destroy their own standing from the inside out. You create the environment. You let ego, the need for attention, and the hunger to be seen to do the rest of the work for you. The fake Loose Cannon, drunk on whatever version of relevance he thought he had secured, walked directly into a situation that had been designed specifically around his own weakness, and he never looked down once to notice that the floor had been removed. When the indictment came down and the arrest followed, Wack broke down every single move he made step by step, beat by beat, in the kind of detail that only the person who architected the play can provide. He did not describe it like someone piecing together a story after the fact. He described it like someone reading back their own notes from a plan that executed exactly as it was written. For anybody sitting comfortable telling themselves that Wack was just talking just to create distance from the fake Loose Cannon situation with a convenient narrative, take that theory and hold it up against the light of what he actually said. Because everything that came out of Wack's mouth about the play that he ran on the fake Loose Cannon checked out. Not most of it. All of it. That right there wasn't for entertainment, homie. It wasn't for shits and giggles. It's real life police shit going down right before your eyes. You can hear it in Wack's tone. You could read it in Wack's body language. This was the work of a man who was not constructing the story in real time, but recounting one that had already been written, executed, and closed out exactly on schedule. This man even spoke on Gigi, the fake Loose Cannon's ex-wife. With
police work, man. Straight police work. Now, that's his baby mama right there, Gigi, on the screen. Got everything, you know what I mean? And she was cooking him on her channel. I don't know what happened to her channel. I don't know if Wack got it took down or whatever, but man, she got the evidence to have Loose Cannon watched robberies, jumping, all of that stuff. She got all of that stuff recorded on her phone because they shared I guess they shared a phone. You know what I'm saying? She got him a phone, and everything that he was doing, he was recording it, and it would go back to her phone.
The kind of familiarity and detail that told you this was not surface level awareness. He tried to rock Gigi to sleep. Wack was on the internet painting Gigi as someone who simply fell for the okie doke, a square who got caught up in something she didn't understand. And while I don't know Gigi personally, I can tell you this here with full confidence. That woman is sharp. He is intelligent. He is not someone who moves
sharp. She is sharp as can be.
Through the world without awareness or without her own read on what is actually happening around her. But Gigi is, and what the fake loose cannon was never fully equipped to appreciate, is a highly intelligent woman who made one significant miscalculation. She trusted the wrong man, and that not Wack 100. That man with the fake loose cannon himself, who was out here playing a game several levels above his actual ability, while a far more dangerous and patient player watched every move from a comfortable distance, all while knowing the feds were watching the entire time. Now, this right here is where Wack overplayed his hand, and the paperwork prove it. Attorney Michael M. Levin filed a motion in the United States District Court, Central District of California, to withdraw as counsel of record for defendant Tremaine Ashley Williams, filed March 12, 2026. A federal court document sitting in public record for anyone willing to actually read it. Wack 100 took that filing and immediately spun into a narrative targeting Sharice Mills, claiming she failed to pay the attorney and that her failure to pay is what drove Levin to withdraw from the case. I can't lie though, bruh. It was a clean story. It was a tight story. The problem is, it's not the story the document tells. The story, yet again, is the narrative that Wack is spinning. Anyone with half a brain knows that Sharice Mills dipped on loose cannon months ago, well before any attorney filed any motions to relieve himself from the case. Here is what people who actually understand federal court procedure know that Wack 100 is counting on. His audience not knowing. When an attorney withdraws from a federal case citing non-payment, they are required to state that explicitly in the motion. It is not optional. It is not a courtesy. It is a procedural requirement that exists specifically to protect the defendant's right and to give the court a clear documented basis for granting a withdrawal. If the attorney withdrew because he was no longer getting paid, that reason would be in that motion in writing on the record before a federal judge and would have had absolutely nothing to do with Sharice Mills. The motion contains no reference to non-payment, no reference to fee dispute. What it does contain is a formal request for relief that the court has yet to rule on. Granted and denied boxes both unchecked at the filing date, pending before the Honorable Fernando Lazaro and Alea Rocha. So let's be precise about what Wack 100 did here. He took a legitimate federal filing, stripped out everything the document actually said, replaced it with a narrative that had Sharice Mills' name attached to it, and broadcast that narrative to an Instagram audience as fact. The same audience that trusts them, the same audience that does not go pull the actual court documents to verify what they're being told. That is not even spin. That is the deliberate reconstruction of a false narrative around a real legal document. The exact same type of shit he has been running from the beginning. Just this time, there's a federal filing sitting right next to it that tells a completely different story. The fake loose cannon walked into a chess match thinking it was a street fight and lost everything. And even in the record of that loss, Wack 100 could not resist manufacturing one more story. This time using a fake loose cannon as attorney's motion to withdraw as raw material. Say, bruh, this whole story that I just told is what dangerous actually looks like. And Wack 100 was the architect of chaos that constructed it all.
Shit. Got your ass.
All right, y'all. Y'all can go back and look at that at 504 stories on YouTube. But he broke it down. That was a good story, man. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody for coming. Hit that like on the way out. Hype the video. Share it. Do what you can for me, and I appreciate everybody. Thanks. That's the end. Y'all go check this out on 504 Stories on YouTube.